Isn't it always fun to do response videos to response videos? No one wins in these things, and I usually don't do them because it's a waste of time. If you're someone who just hates everything I do, this isn't going to change your opinion about much. This is for the people who genuinely want to know what my response is to this stuff. So for everyone willing to allow me to clarify and correct some things being said, including a pretty disgusting lie, well, here we go. There certainly has been a lot of drama surrounding my channel between the games of Ultrakill and Elden Ring. We'll start with Elden Ring. If you're not one of my regular Twitch viewers, you probably have a very different idea of what happened than the people who are. A little background, I do not have nearly the presence on Twitch that I do on YouTube. I get maybe 70 viewers if I play Doom, and 20 to 40 if I play anything else. I play shooters, Streets of Rage 4, Sifu, and Resident Evil, occasionally a new title. I average about 30 to 40 subscribers. I stream 1 or 2 days a week on random days at random times. I don't take it very seriously. It's a way to keep up with a small amount of dedicated, interested viewers. That's the first bit of context. Next, my viewers know that I am not a fan of Souls games. I don't say they're bad, I've never said they're bad. They're probably quite good. They're just filled with stuff I don't personally like. I'm not into the large RPG elements, I'm not a fan of the pacing of the combat, and I'm not big on medieval fantasy. Castles and dragons and skeleton soldiers. I don't hate it, but I'd rather be in a spaceship than a castle. I've played enough From Software titles to know that it's not for me, and that's okay. And it doesn't matter how much more I play of it, or how much better I get at it. It's not my thing. I'm sure not all of you are into survival horror, or boomer shooters, or puzzle games, or building sims, and that's fine. We all have our tastes. All of this is why I had zero interest in playing Elden Ring, much less on stream or doing a video on it. Flash forward to the summer, and a viewer actually gifted me Elden Ring, and I said, okay, I'll play it. I am at least curious to see some of it, since it's such a large title of our generation. I don't want to stream it, because that'll be a miserable disaster, but my viewers like to watch me suffer. Anytime I play something I don't really like on stream, the chat gets a kick out of my misery. I guess I'm entertaining when I'm miserable. So I said, hey, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make sure something positive comes out of it. So through June and July, I set a donation goal for a charity I believe in, Doctors Without Borders, for $250. They're a great organization, check them out please. The deal was $250 for charity in exchange for a 5-hour Elden Ring stream, and then I never have to think about Elden Ring ever again. We hit the goal and celebrated with a post on my YouTube community page dated here before the stream, announcing the stream time if anyone else wanted to join in and watch the horror. I suppose that was a mistake. I grabbed a bottle of whiskey and set out to play Elden Ring. Open-minded at first, I went through the training area, figuring out how to play, and then I went out into the world. And pretty quickly I started to lose interest, because this isn't my kind of game. But hey, the people paid for 5 hours, so they'll get it. In addition to that, I had the idea to have an in-stream donation goal to go towards the PlayStation 5 that I need for God of War Ragnarok. I don't have a PS4 anymore, and I'm a huge God of War fan, so I want to play and review that game in the best presentation possible on a new console. I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for that video, given how notorious my original video is. I'm not going to get into my own personal financial situation, but hey, that shit's expensive, and I don't even want a PS5, I just need it for this one game. So if people want to donate towards that, they can. People make donations on Twitch all the time. I don't see anything weird or scummy about that. If you do, fine. I set it up so people could extend my suffering by 1 hour with a donation. We had enough donations to extend the stream by another 4 hours, and that's where I drew the line because I was getting drunk and becoming extremely irritable, which is what happens when you play a kind of game that makes you bored and miserable, while having strangers coming into your chat and making the same comment every 5 minutes about how if you just do this or that, then you'd start to like this game that you don't like anything about. That would probably piss you off too. So if all the videos trying to take this little stupid, intentionally miserable stream designed to entertain a small viewership for charity and turn it into some huge controversy, if they were just making fun of me sucking at Elden Ring, that would be one thing and I could let it slide. but a lot of these people are sensationalist, uninformed, and/or dishonest, completely leaving out the fact that we raised money for Doctors Without Borders, leading all their viewers to think that I called a secondary donation goal for a gaming console a charity. It's a really gross thing they're doing, and it's why I felt like I needed to come here and set the record straight. Will they cut that stuff out of their videos? We'll see. I thought I was doing something that a small group of viewers would get a kick out of, showing them what they wanted to see, what they donated to see, me suffering while playing Elden Ring so we could all have a laugh, for charity. And they've completely morphed it into something it wasn't and was never supposed to be. I have people every day talking about this charity nonsense, so thanks a lot for that. This wasn't me just playing Elden Ring on stream for the hell of it and complaining that it sucks and refusing to play anything else. No, I was obligated to sit it out the whole time because that's what they paid for. They paid for a disaster, and that's what they got. Nowhere in that stream did I call Elden Ring a bad game, not once, regardless of my personal frustrations. I repeatedly said that I'm not calling it bad, or complaining about how it's designed. It's boring to me, it's not boring to a lot of other people, and that's all there is to it. No amount of exploring the world or engaging in more combat or leveling up my gear is gonna change how I feel about core aspects of games like these. You can laugh at me for not liking a game that you like, or being an irritable son of a bitch on stream drinking to drown his misery, but don't lie about the charity goal. That's all I'm asking for. Alright, now let's get to the Ultrakill stuff. A lot of the stuff I talk about on my channel comes from people wanting to know my personal opinion about a game they like, asking me to play it, not doing the traditional objective reviewer thing. Ultrakill was a highly requested game, so I felt like I should do it. And the first time I talked about Ultrakill, I was antagonistic. That's pretty clear. But I also did it in what I thought was a pretty humorous way. I exaggerated it so far that it had to be taken as a joke. I foolishly thought, there's no way this community doesn't know it's pretty extreme and filled with people adverse to criticism. There's no way they don't know that, so I think a good number of them will just laugh this off. Boy, was I wrong. I personally know a few Ultrakill players that thought it was a funny idea, and it was my mistake to think that would be representative. And I went with that style of review because I already know how a lot of Ultrakill fans, not all, but a lot of hardcore fans, how they respond to people criticizing their game. It's similar to From Software fans. If you don't like it, it means you suck. That's it. I mean, just look at how many people comment skill issue on a video where I'm criticizing Act 1 for being too easy. That doesn't even make sense. I had already seen firsthand how criticism is received. I'd seen it online, I'd seen it in my own stream when I first played Ultrakill and found it dull because I didn't get it, and had everyone ripping on me for it. I already knew how some people in the fanbase would react to every single criticism I had. So I decided it would be more fun to do a review in the style of already knowing how they would react, hostile. So sure, I can't be upset at the Ultrakill community for not liking me. I never set out to be their friend in the first place with a joke review. But I did go on to enjoy Ultrakill. I still have my core criticism that the first act doesn't show off what's fun about it through many consequences, but when I try to play fast and stylish, forcing myself to learn more mechanics, there's a lot of fun to be had, and I think it's a good game. Because you can like a game and still criticize it. Look at Sifu, it's my game of the year, and I've made multiple videos ripping apart the developers for ignoring huge issues in that game. I'm a very critical person, and I criticize games I like and see potential in way more than games that just do nothing for me. So crap on my views on Ultrakill all you want, but you don't have to be dishonest by claiming UnderTheMayo thinks Ultrakill sucks because it's not Doom. That's flat out wrong, and you would know it's wrong if you were listening at all to what I'm saying. I was super positive about Act 2 and the balance changes. I had a lot of fun with this update. I don't play Ultrakill with the pistol, guys, I don't. In my last 3 videos that mention Ultrakill, you can see footage of me using different weapons. Ricocheting coins, parrying, using the whiplash, projectile boosting. Yes, I know about rail coin shots. I'm not very good at Ultrakill, but I know what's fun about it, and I have fun playing it. I have fun playing Proteus too, even with my massive criticism of how the broken checkpoint system destroys all sense of challenge. I can still have fun with a game and disagree with this design philosophy. When I talk about the piercer shot being too easy to rely on, that criticism is entirely focused on how the game communicates itself on the first playthrough. I personally think Piercer is too easy to lean on for a lot of Act 1 as you're learning the game, and I wish the game had more consequences for not engaging in more weapon variety. I'm sure you can say the same thing about other weapons as well, not just the Piercer. It's not necessarily just a problem with one gun. I know that if I had been punished more for playing in a boring way, I would have found the fun in Ultrakill way sooner. If you disagree with me on this, fine. But I do know how to enjoy Ultrakill, okay? I'm not just running around with the charged pistol all the time. I'm making a point about how the game presents itself, not how it ultimately ends up being played. And it's not about what you can do in a game once you're good at it. So many people are like, well, you can beat this game or that game by using one weapon, and you like that game, hypocrite. It's not about that. You can beat Resident Evil using just the knife once you're good at it, but give that game to a new player and tell them they can only use the knife and no healing items, and it's gonna be really fucking hard and miserable and frustrating. Way harder than if you actually try to use the options the game gives you. So I don't care about all the comments about beating games with one weapon. That's not the point. I'm talking about the experience of a new player and being able to lean on one thing too much as you are learning. And I don't want the game to force every mechanic either. People have this all or nothing perspective about what I'm trying to say on this channel, when I thought I made it incredibly clear in my Challenge Matters and Does Style Matter videos. I'll reiterate. I think it's a game's responsibility to get people playing in a fun way through consequences, initially. If we have a game where there's 20 offensive and defensive options, I think it's bad if just one of those options works for a large part of the early sections as you're learning. I also think it's bad if you need to be using all 20 all the time. There are of course exceptions to these, I'm speaking generally. I think there should be some strong motivation through consequences to get you into the first few options. In this list of 20, I would say that engaging in 4 or 5 of these options should be necessary for surviving. And once you're engaging in 4 or 5 instead of just 1, you start to see what's fun about this game. That's when the game gets its hooks in you. You start enjoying it, and then you start using even more options that maybe you don't even need to be using, but they're fun to use anyways and flashy. So you start working them in and creating a stylish playstyle. You start caring about leaderboards and speedruns and style meters because you're having fun. If a game goes on to be totally unbalanced by the halfway point, I'm kinda okay with it in a lot of situations, because if the game has already gotten me playing in a fun way, I'll keep playing in a fun way even when I don't have to. If we absolutely must talk about Doom Eternal, and I suppose we do, this is why it's so dumb to have people saying, well, you don't have to quick swap in Doom Eternal, when I criticize other games for not making their mechanics feel important. It's not about every mechanic being important, especially not the ones used by experienced players. It's about a few solid fun mechanics being important, to inspire you to find the rest on your own. That's how I can make a bunch of videos about niche weapon tech like full auto strategies and microwave beam explosion falters, even though they aren't necessary to survive at all. The game already got me interested in how it's played, so I look for more fun. If a game doesn't get me interested in how it's played on a basic level, the higher level tech and options don't interest me. What are the baseline requirements for fun in Ultrakill? What do you need to be using? Dash, up close kills for health regen, and weapon variation. That's the minimum. If you're not doing that as you're learning the game, you're not having fun. Everything else comes after that. And I think Act 1 of Ultrakill fails at getting you into the minimum if you aren't already looking for it. Whether it's addressed through enemy AI changes, or a new resource system, or enemy damage and new difficulties, I don't care. But I wish it would change. I know it's probably not, but it's how I feel. And there's plenty of games that I love that commit the very same problem I accuse Ultrakill of having. I've picked up shooters that are horribly balanced and gone on to enjoy them on deep levels simply because I like the art style and the way the weapons feel. I'm not always 100% turned off from a game if it doesn't present challenge the right way. But if someone wanted to criticize a game like that I enjoy, I welcome them to do so. I won't complain about someone saying the original God of War was too easy to play in a simple way. I know the game's flaws, I like it for a lot of other reasons. So again, the people making these videos claiming that I say Ultrakill sucks because it isn't Doom are lying. I have never said Ultrakill sucks. I think there are things that could be better, but I've never said it's a shitty game. And when the full game is finally released, it'll probably make my best of the year list, judging by how solid Act 2 is. You can criticize my ideas and my tone all you want, but I'm pretty sure the 4 different videos I've done on Ultrakill have all clearly stated that I enjoy the game. Hell, the very first line of even the joke review is, "Ultrakill is a pretty good game." The joke was just saying that wouldn't be enough, and it wasn't. Just because I think regenerating infinite ammo through the style meter instead of it being automatic would be more interesting, something I said would be fine as just an optional game mode, doesn't mean I want the game to literally be Doom. Thousands of games have ammo management, not just Doom. I have enjoyed games with resource management all my life. I used different weapons in Duke Nukem 3D and Twisted Metal because I ran out of ammo. And games that have infinite ammo, games like Contra or 1942, usually punish you for playing badly in other ways. I'm just looking for some more consequences, whether it's through ammo management or something else. Doom Eternal and Ultrakill already share a lot of mechanics. They may have different design philosophies in Act 1, but they share design philosophies in Act 2, holding you accountable and pushing you into fun playstyles to survive. And I'm willing to bet that if Ultrakill originally had auto-regenerating health, and I came along suggesting you should be able to recharge health by killing enemies in their face to encourage players to push into the combat zone instead of run away, an army of Ultrakill players would be accusing me of trying to make the game like Doom by including glory kills, when that very Doom mechanic is already there. So let's stop all of this. Ultrakill players, your game is great. I know that what I suggest will probably never happen, and it's a freak accident that the style meter health regen system that I recommended actually ended up in the game. With that addition, I'm pretty happy, and I know the game is going to go on to see many more great additions in Act 3. I'm sure there's going to be more response videos to my response video to their response videos. I'm happy I could generate some traffic for you guys, have fun, but I am done. I think that's it. I'm ready to move on. I'm sure most of you are. I'm ready to get into some classic Resident Evil for October and have some fun. I hope I've clarified everything here. It'll be nice to be able to just send a link to this video instead of responding to people individually. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for listening. Whether you like my channel or you don't, I think we can all agree we've had a pretty good year, having a lot of great games come out. There's been a lot to talk about. Thanks for watching.